USA spending.
.gov. This is the actual website here.
Yeah. And this is actually an official government website. So here's your source. This is how I do a lot of my research, is find things like this. So yeah, I did a search for Thomson Reuters, and I found this site here, and it looks like Thomson Reuters has been getting 26 million, 22 million, 12 million, 8 million, basically 9 million, 8.5, 6.7, $5.5 million. Just they're dumping huge chunks of money into these things. And what's Mass Effect? Does anybody know what Mass Effect is?
I do not know.
I'm being facetious.
Yeah, I know.
It's mass influence research. It's how to influence huge numbers of people.
The useful idiots. How to sway the useful idiots. That's exactly what you have to say.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
Research and development for defense systems, electronics, communications equipment, applied research, exploratory. That's what they're listing it as. Well, you see, it gets worse from there, because this one.
Now, are those different? Are those millions per year, or is it multiple?
No, it's per project. It's millions per project. Yeah.
So that's wow.
Okay. This is $9,147,532. Okay, you can see this, right? I'm going to make this screen a little larger here. This happened between 2018 and 2022. Over there. If you drink, you're going to drink more. If you don't drink, you're probably going to start drinking, because this is Department of Defense. Okay. This is Department of Defense right over here. Yeah. Paying Thomson Reuters special services in McLean, Virginia, which is spook fucking central, by the way.
Yep. Look at that.
Active social engineering defense, large-scale social deception.
And that is now, open source.
Do you think in this day and age, after the Smith-Mundt Act was, I forget, was it turned off or turned on?
It was rescinded.
It was rescinded so that our own government could use propaganda against us. And here in their files, this is Reuters, Thomson Reuters, engaging in active social engineering and large-scale social deception against the people of the United States, because I doubt very much that this is a foreign-based program, because if it was, it would be somehow classified and buried. Don't ask me why I know things like that, but I do.
Yeah. And like literally, it's in plain sight.
Yes.
I mean, I've been harping on this for at least a decade.
Yeah.
And I started seeing the propaganda or the influence when I was in Iraq in 2004. I was probably watching it prior to that. I just wasn't aware, and I was living in bliss, thinking my government loves me. They're doing their best to protect me. Oh my God.
Yeah. I was that way when I was fucking.
Yeah.
I was that way when I was in. We're doing good here. Everything is good. Let's bring up the Smith-Mundt Act, because I'm not sure that everybody knows what that actually is. So it's legislation, Public Law 8402, passed by Congress in 1948 to promote the better understanding of the United States among the peoples of the world and to strengthen cooperative international relations. This act may be cited as the United States Information Educational Exchange Act of 1948. Section 2, an information service to disseminate and abroad information about the United States, its people, and policies promulgated by the president, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this is basically like Radio Free Europe, Radio America, that sort of thing. 6 years after Marcuse and his people took over the OSS think tank, this bill was passed. I guarantee you some of them had a hand in it, which is why a lot of our overseas propaganda slowly became socialist, and thank you, State Department, for overthrowing dozens and dozens of world governments. An educational exchange service to cooperate with other nations in the exchange of persons' knowledge and skills, the rendering of technical and other services, the interchange of developments in the educational field of arts and sciences. The United Nations, in carrying out the objectives of this act, information concerning the participation of the United States in the United Nations, its organizations and functions shall be emphasized. We need to get out of the United Nations.
Yes.
It is
just not have our best interests at heart.
And it's a club. It's literally just a club. It has no governmental authority at all. None, zero. There are 0 elected officials in the UN that aren't elected from within the body internally.
It kind of very similar to the CCP.
Similar, odd, isn't it? Or the proletariat in the Bolshevik government of 1917. Did I do that again? Sorry about that.
Drink.
Let's see here. Personnel's books and materials. Secretary is authorized to provide for exchanges between the U.S. and other countries of books and periodicals. Institutions, persons to be assigned, status and allowances. See, I haven't read this in so long, I can't remember where the correct thing is.
You're
technical and other services
can't be focused on the United States.
Yes. It's disseminating information abroad. Yeah. Policies governing information activities and authorizing international information activities under this act. It is the sense of Congress that the Secretary shall reduce such government information activities wherever corresponding private information dissemination is found to be adequate. This has nothing in this act shall be construed to give the department a monopoly in the production or sponsorship of on the air of shortwave broadcasting programs, or a monopoly or any other medium information. By the way, if you do ham stuff, you will find that there is a U.S. propaganda station out there. I don't remember the freak, but I know it's there. Membership. Title of the appropriations, transfer other funds, administrative procedures. So there is a whole series of laws called USIDs, United States Signals Intelligence Directives, and USID 18 specifically covers all of this kind of propaganda using media and how we cannot use it against U.S. citizens. That's the internal code. This is the external code. I'm not going to drag this on because we're beginning to drag this on.
I mean, first of all, it's very long.
Yeah, it is.
So fuck it. I mean, it's section 1002 right there on the screen.
So 1948, Section 1001, loyalty check on personnel. No citizen or resident of the United States, whether or not now in the employ of the government, may be employed or assigned to duties by the government under this act until such individual has been investigated by the Federal Bureau of Investigation and a report thereon has been made to the Secretary of State, provided, however, any present employee of the government pending the report as to such employee by the Federal Bureau of Investigation may be employed or assigned duties under this act for the period of 6 months from the date of this enactment. Now, we all know what happened here. This is where all of the Marxists came in. All of the Marcusian Marxists came in. And this is how they got to all of these programs and took control over them, because they began deciding who was qualified to look at all of that stuff.
Yep.
Now, just to briefly refresh y'all's memories, what we just went over, that Smith-Mundt Act created this.
You mean you're talking the removal of the Smith-Mundt Act?
Yes.
Yeah. So if the Smith-Mundt Act was still in effect, they would legally not be able to do that.
Where'd it go?
But now it's been stricken down. They are, and Obama was behind that.
Yeah. Active social engineering defense, large-scale social deception. It's just research, we promise. So was COVID. defense system, electronic communication equipment, applied research, exploratory development. That's some of the stuff that we did with SIGINT, with overseas. And a lot of what we ended up doing was the PSYOP guys would do their things. This is why I know so much about PSYOP. I'm sort of cross-trained in PSYOP because civil affairs, and then the SIGINT stuff that we did. They would do their thing. Then we would monitor foreign communications to see how it worked.
Yep.
The PSYOP guys would broadcast a program or a red herring or something they wanted bad guy X to hear. And then meanwhile, we're monitoring their comms before and after, and you could see differences in changes and reactions and changes in procedures or SOPs or what have you as a result of those activities. Now, that's what's being done against us by Reuters and the Department of Defense here. I guarantee it. Absolutely fucking guarantee it, because you can see it in our press.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.